Even Peppa's world isn't perfect. Here are some hilarious animation mistakes you probably never noticed. Like in the episode The Golden Boots, we noticed a bunch of mistakes. First, Mrs. Duck is white in this episode, whereas in every other episode she is yellow. And that's not all. When Peppa is talking to Mr. Zebra, the first scene shows Susie with her boots on, but throughout the next two scenes, they disappear and reappear. And later in the episode, we can notice that Grampy Rabbit is barefoot when he goes in the rocket. However, when he lands on the moon, he is seen with boots. And finally, when the rocket lands on Grandpa Pig's garden, everyone's space helmets disappear. The episode Lunch is filled with a bunch of mistakes. Right at the beginning, we can notice George standing right on the border of the vegetable garden and the grass. But when the scene zooms out, we can see he's now a few steps away from the garden. And that's not all. In this scene, Grandma Pig is making salad while Peppa and George are beside her watching. Now focus on Peppa here. As the scene is zooming out, we can see Peppa sliding towards George. It's like she's gliding through the floor. It happened quickly, but we managed to catch it. Now we'll play a scene for you. See if you can spot the mistake. Did you notice the mistake? Where did Peppa's fork come from? Was she keeping it in her pocket? And in this scene, it looks as if Peppa has pierced her lip with the fork. In the episode Mask, Peppa and her friends are at their playgroup getting ready to make masks. At the beginning of the episode, when the kids get to their respective tables, we noticed multiple errors. In the first table, we can see two glasses beside each other, one with scissors and other with colored pens. But when the scene zooms out, the glass with colored pens is now on top of the colored papers. And that's not all. On the second table, we can notice there are 4 trays, but when the scene zooms out, we can only see 2. In the episode Washing, Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig go outside to play in the muddy puddles. And while they are doing so, they accidentally splatter some of the mud onto Daddy Pig's white shirt. So, they decide to wash the shirt again. Here, as we can see, Mummy Pig puts the white shirt in the laundry basket and goes in the other room to get more clothes for the washing. And while she's gone, Peppa puts her shirt in the basket. Now, look carefully, because here comes the mistake. After the machine finishes washing, Mummy Pig takes out Peppa's shirt. But look inside the washing machine. It's empty. There aren't any more clothes in there. But we saw Mummy Pig put at least 4 or 5 pieces of clothing in there. But now, there is none. And that's not all. We've got one more error here. Later in the episode, Daddy Pig comes home from work and wants his shirt so that he can go outside and play football. Look carefully. In the washing machine, we can see a couple of clothes. But after Peppa gives Daddy Pig the shirt, the clothes inside the washing machine have disappeared again. We didn't see anyone take it out. So, where did it go? Maybe the washing machine can do magic, or maybe the animators simply forgot to animate the clothes. Moving on, in the episode Picnic, the entire pig family goes outdoors for a small picnic. Now, let's look at the picnic blanket. There are many delicious things on it, including 2 sandwiches. The detail is that in the next scene, we see all 4 family members with sandwiches in hand. Additionally, there are 4 plates on the ground, 2 more than before, and 2 glasses of orange juice that also appeared out of nowhere. One next to Mummy Pig and another next to Daddy Pig. Even the orange juice carton itself mysteriously disappears. It seems as if someone is doing some sort of magic. In the episode Best Friend, Peppa Pig invites her best friend Susie Sheep over to play. We see them taking various toys out of a basket and scattering them on the floor. But when George wants to join the fun, Peppa doesn't allow him. Anyway, after this scene, we return to the same spot and notice that the little horn that was next to the green notebook on the floor has disappeared. Then we see it magically on the other side of the room. And that's not all. When the girls take the toys out of the basket, one of the first is a jack-in-the-box, which even opens up when they take it out. However, after talking to George shortly after, we can see that the toy is no longer on the floor of the room. But unlike the horn, we don't see it again. Maybe the animators were a little lazy to clean up all that mess. In the episode New House, Daddy Pig takes Peppa and George to visit the home that Mr. Bull is building. Later in the episode, when the house is ready, Mr. Bull places a swing right beside the house. While Peppa is playing on a swing, the Wolf family arrive. Now look carefully. As we can see here, Peppa is on the swing, while the Wolf family exits the car. But when they walk up to the Pig family, the swing magically disappears. How can it be possible? A few seconds ago, Peppa was playing on the swing, but now it's no longer there. But that's not all. After Mr. Wolf tests the house to see if it's durable, the swing magically reappears. In the episode Bedtime, during the intro, as always, we can notice Peppa's house, and on the right side of her house, we can also see the sun that is about to set. But the issue is when the scene zooms in towards Peppa's kitchen, we can notice that the sun is still on the right side of their house. But when we enter the kitchen, the sun can be seen through the window. This makes no sense. This is a logical error. In the same episode, when the pig family is having dinner together, if we look at the dinner plates, we can notice that only George has finished his food. Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, and Peppa have yet to finish theirs. But moments later, when Daddy Pig says he's tired, we get another shot of the dinner table, and if we look at Peppa's plate, it's empty. I don't think Peppa was able to eat the entire plate in one bite. This is definitely an error. In the episode School Camp, Peppa and her friends go on a camping trip with their teacher, Madame Gazelle. When they reach the camping spot, we can notice that Peppa is wearing a purple backpack. But the mistake is, when she starts setting up the camp with Susie, her backpack is now red. Within seconds, Peppa's backpack changed colors. And that's not all. When Peppa and Susie are setting up the tent, moments later the scene zooms out. And if we zoom in at Peppa and Susie, we can notice they're not wearing backpacks at all. Later in the episode, when everyone is sleeping, Susie comes out of her tent with a torch, and we can see that the torch is red-colored. But the mistake is, when Susie reaches Madame Gazelle's tent, the torch is now purple. Seriously, what's up with all these items changing colors within seconds? Moving on, in the episode Daddy's Movie Camera, we noticed a few mistakes. Peppa and George are having their breakfast when Daddy Pig receives the delivery of his movie camera. Now look at the table here. As we can see, there are 2 bowls of cereals and 2 glasses of orange juice. But moments later, when Daddy Pig puts his camera on the table, the cereal bowl and the orange juice glass disappear. And that's not all. Later in the episode, Daddy Pig plugs in his camera to the TV to see the footage he captured. Now look where the cable is plugged. It's on the bottom part of the TV. When we get the zoomed in view of the TV, the cable that was plugged in is nowhere to be seen. But then again, when we get the wide shot of the room, we can see the cable again. Moving on, in the episode Kylie Kangaroo and her family go to Peppa's house for a visit. When they arrive at the pig family's house, the entire pig family comes outside to greet them. Now look carefully at the pig family. We can notice that Peppa and George are standing right in front of Daddy and Mummy Pig. But the issue is, when the scene zooms in to Peppa and George, Mummy and Daddy Pig disappear from the frame. But earlier, we saw they were right behind Peppa and George. There's one more mistake in this episode, and it is even funnier. After Peppa and George meet Kylie Kangaroo and her brother Joey, Peppa shows Kylie how to jump up and down in muddy puddles. Now look at the size of Muddy Puddle, it's quite small. But when other characters start to jump in the puddle, the size of it magically changes. We can clearly see the puddle changing its size out of nowhere. In the episode Rock Pools, Peppa and George go to the seaside with Granny and Grandpa Pig. And as they get there, we can see Peppa is carrying an orange shovel and George is carrying an orange bucket. But moments later, when they get to a small pool of water, the shovel that Peppa was holding changed its color. Earlier it was orange, but now it's green. So these were some of the animation mistakes we spotted in Peppa Pig. And as always, we'll see you all in the next video.